So you're posting on LinkedIn and you are getting some profile views, maybe even a few likes, but in reality, your calendar is just completely empty. And because of that, you're thinking to yourself that LinkedIn just doesn't actually work for you. And it's actually because you have an invisible offer problem. So throughout the course of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. And more importantly, how you can fix it so you can turn those views into actual client conversations. Now, because you're spending all of these hours creating what you feel is valuable content and you're engaging with other people, but because you're not getting the actual result, you're wondering, well, what am I actually doing wrong? And is it even worth it? You might have actually tried posting a bit more frequently, thinking that actually volume's going to be the answer here. Or you might have tried to create more polished content, professional content, hoping that that would then attract clients, and maybe even try to just direct message people who like your post, but none of it is quite getting you the result. Now, the real truth that most B2B service providers miss is that content alone doesn't necessarily generate leads. Its actual job is to build awareness and authority, and then you need to turn that awareness into actual paying clients. So what you then need is a conversion system. Now, this is the real missing piece because you're building an audience of admirers, not necessarily an audience of buyers. There's a big difference. And because there's no clear pathway to actually convert from your content to a conversation, is now leaving you stuck. Now, a successful conversion system has really got three main pillars to it. The first one is strategic calls to action within your content that actually guide people to the next step. The second is conversion management to actually nurture interested prospects in the comments and also through your direct messages. And then third is a frictionless calendar integration to then book those qualified calls. Now, without these three pillars working together, your content is basically just shouting into the void. It's a system, right? It's not just about content. You need a complete system that then turns engagement into real revenue. Now, most B2B providers have a completely passive or they have a non-existent call to action, whereas your content needs to do one of three things. It needs to build authority, build trust, or drive action, or a combination of those things. So instead of ending your post with vague, just saying thoughts or something like that, actually guide people. So for example, you could say something like, do you want this checklist that I use for this? Direct message me the word checklist. So that's a soft call to action, and then that will actually move people from a public forum basically to a private conversation, and that's where you can actually build a deeper relationship. You've got to remember that people will buy from a perceived expert, not necessarily only the best solution. So this is where your authority positioning actually comes in, because you don't need to outspend your competitors. What you do need is to outposition them, because 65% of buyers, they choose the vendor who was first to add value and insight. So your content is the vehicle for that value by teaching, sharing frameworks, and offering unique perspectives. That way, you're going to build authority, and then this will make your offer the logical next step for a potential buyer instead of it feeling like a desperate sales pitch. Now, building this system of strategic content and authority positioning, it does take time, it does take refinement, and if you would like support on implementing this type of system to generate leads on autopilot through LinkedIn, I'll share a bit more about how you can go about doing that if you watch a video that I'm going to leave a link in the description box below of this particular video. But just to recap, first and foremost, the reason that you're getting views but no clients is because your offer is invisible, and you fix this by building a conversion system. So first of all, start using strategic low friction call to actions in your content. Secondly, use that content to then position yourself as an authority who adds value first, and the combination of these two things, that's going to make the next natural step talking to you, which will be a natural and desired outcome for your ideal clients. So think about a world really where your LinkedIn content, it doesn't just get likes, but it actually generates qualified sales calls for you every single week consistently. When you're in this situation, you're actually going to have a visible offer, and it's going to be integrated into a conversion system. So you move from this feast or famine cycle of inconsistent leads to actual predictable pipeline of clients who already see you as an expert. So this isn't about posting more necessarily. It's really about posting with purpose and having a system to capture the value you create. Now, if you would like support in implementing this type of system to generate leads on autopilot through LinkedIn, we help B2B companies do exactly that. So I'm going to leave a link link in the description box below where you'll be able to learn more about what it takes to be able to have our direct support to put you in a position where you're generating consistent leads through LinkedIn so you can continue to grow and scale your business in a sustainable and repeatable manner. If you gained something from this particular video, also take a second to hit the like button, leave a thoughtful comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't end up missing out on any future videos where we've got so much more to come. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.